And you're live.
Great, thank you. This is House Education on Friday, April 25th, 2025. It is also Adult Education and Literacy Advocacy Day. And with that, we are very lucky to have a group of folks here from various Vermont adult learning programs to talk to us about those programs. And because time is limited, I'm not going to talk anymore. I'm going to let those folks talk. I think Brian is up first, but I'm not quite sure how this is organized. But terrific, happy to have you. Welcome.
Thank you so much for having me. I am honored to be here as we celebrate Vermont Adult Ed and Literacy. And I want to first thank this committee for your support. You've been wonderful. And I also don't want to speak. This is about our students today, not about me. So first, we are going to have Bobby and Dwight come up and talk about their work.
Welcome, gentlemen. If you would both just introduce yourselves, your names and where you're from.
I'm Dwight DeCoster. I'm the director of Champlain Valley Office of Economic Opportunity, or CVOEO's weatherization program.
And I'm Bobby Sweeney. I am a crew member at CVOEO's weatherization program.
So I'm here to talk about our partnership as an employer with Val, who is a very important one. So thank you here for having me talk about the relationship between CVOEO's weatherization program and Vermont Adult Learning. I'm going to be brief, as I think it's more important for you to hear about the impact that programs like Val have on their participants than on the benefits they give me as a program director. Bobby Sweeney, who you will hear from as well, has become a valuable team member since joining our program in September of last year. The single greatest limiting factor to the weatherization program in Vermont in helping our neighbors with low income is the ability to find, hire, and keep staff to do that challenging work that we do. The housing stock that our clients live in, the clients that we serve live in, are often mobile homes or older, less well-maintained homes. Both types of homes bring about different challenges. The work is very much unlike building new homes. Our homes are lived in, children and pets are raised in them, and our clients are making financially based decisions about whether maintenance is done at the home, food is put on the table, or medicines are purchased. While the unemployment rate is slightly higher than a year ago, there are very few businesses that are not looking for help. And we are currently short 5 to 6 crew members in our Colchester and Middlebury offices. For every crew member that we are short, 10 families are not being served in our service area. Workforce development programs like the weatherization intensive program that Vermont Adult Learning runs throughout Vermont have helped the 4 community action agencies and the Northeast Employment Training Organization, NETO, hire critical crew members. The folks that come through these programs have a wide range of experiences that they bring to us. The main thing that these programs offer is employee supports to help that make them successful in the workplace. Many have little construction experience when they enter the program, went to the work programs, but when they come out with OSHA 10 training, NCCER certification, and I wish I could tell you what that acronym meant, but it's National Construction Advocacy Group, and it's nowhere listed on their website. And hands-on experience with power tools and specialized weatherization tools and equipment that is a huge benefit to us as program providers. It allows new employees to come up to speed much quicker, makes our program more efficient, and allows us to serve more clients that truly need our services. The thing that is most helpful about these programs, however, is the shadow experiences. Whether that is through a formal week-long experience working one-on-one with one of our seasoned crew members, or working with our crew members as instructors and demonstrators at the instructional programming. The program participants are given firsthand knowledge and experience in regard to exactly what they will be doing. More importantly, they can see the benefits to our clients by meeting them, visiting job sites, and learning firsthand what their work will mean to the neighbors they serve. Thank you. I'm going to let Bobby start.
Thank you all for having me here to talk about my experiences with Vermont Adult Learning. My first encounter with adult education was back in 2009. I was a father of 3 working back-breaking jobs for low pay. I quickly realized I needed a high school diploma in order to find a better paying job. I reached out to Vermont Adult Learning in Colchester to find out my options. Working with Val, they suggested I take a practice test to see if going for my GED would be my best option, considering I had dropped out of high school 10 years prior. The wonderful people at Val helped guide me through the testing process from practice test to actual test, and were as excited as I was while they were sharing the news of me getting my GED. I will never forget that day or how proud of myself they made me feel. Fast forward to last year, after working all different kinds of jobs, including construction, I got a call from my daughter and son-in-law asking if I could help them remodel their kitchen. After discovering all the damage the family of mice living up in their attic had done to the wiring and bats of insulation, I began to spend a lot of time up there doing a lot of research online to make sure I was doing the job right. Even though I spent a couple weeks up in that attic, I learned something very important when I was done. I actually liked doing the work up there. The next day, an ad appeared on my social media account informing me that Vermont Adult Learning was holding their weatherization class in my area soon. Didn't take me long at all to sign up for their class. The 2-week Energy Works program was an experience that helped to set me up for success. The workforce readiness portion of the program was instrumental in helping me update my resume and to prepare me for the interview process with potential employers. Had it not been for Haley at Val's tips, I would not have known to regularly pester people like Dwight about wanting to work for him and his company. First aid and CPR training was also an invaluable resource, especially when doing a job that sometimes results in injuries, although we don't have any. Having that training makes me confident that I can help out a fellow crew member medically should the need arise. Although I'm very handy with power tools, I did learn a few new tricks during the day-long power tool training. It was nice having an instructor with many years of experience over me working with power tools every day. The actual weatherization portion of the program is where I had the most fun. Punio was very good with balancing classroom time with hands-on time, learning why we were doing some of the measures that we do in the classroom, and then going out and doing them helped me learn that process much more quickly. While applying for jobs in weatherization, it was beneficial for me to be able to tell potential employers that I actually know how to use the equipment they have, so training on said equipment would be quicker compared to hire without training. After the Energy Works program concluded, Haley from Val helped set up a job shadow for a for-profit company for me. Shortly after realizing that the company wasn't going to be a good fit for me, I reached out once again to Haley. That's when she asked me if I heard about CVOEO. After researching the company and immediately appreciating their mission, I had Haley reach out to Dwight to set up a job shadow. I got along with everyone on the site immediately, enjoyed every part of the work they had me do. On day one, I knew I had to work for this company. Without Vermont Adult Learning, I would have never been lucky enough to find the career of my dreams. From getting my GED all the way to learning how to stand on 2x6s while blowing 16 inches of cellulose in the attic, I owe it all to them. Thank you to everyone here for supporting adult education in Vermont, which gives people like me a second chance to find a career they love, and as a result, a second chance to live the life we deserve. Thank you.
Thank you. It's news to me. I will admit that I did not realize that Vermont Adult Learning had taken on the role of the weatherization training, which was frankly vital to the funding that we gave for weatherization statewide, because the biggest drawback was there wasn't the workforce out there to do it. So,
What Bobby doesn't tell you is he's kind of a unicorn in the workforce development now, is that he came with all the skills that we were looking for, and he's on a fast track to becoming one of our crew leads in a very short time. So that speaks to the relationship and benefits.
great. Thank you both very much. Oh, I should ask if you have any questions. No, great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Bobby.
And I hear that Nina is next. Hi, welcome.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mina Madi. I live in Montpelier and I'm a student at Central Vermont Adult Education. Thank you for inviting me to testify today. I came to the US because my husband was here. He was here for 4 years. We have 2 children, teenagers, and we wanted the family to be together. I found CVAE because my friend recommended. My goals were to be better in English, to find a job, to be more stable, and to meet new people. I also want to get my driver's license. I have been taking an English class twice a week. This has helped me to feel more comfortable with people and to introduce me to the community. I have made new friends in class and with the teacher. socializer. Uh, we organize special celebration, like Valentine's Day and the end of Ramadan. We shared food from our culture, music. And I started to integrate little by little, and I started to talk to people more and more. It made it easier for me to speak better and better. Another skill I practiced is working with Brian to create my resume. My connecting with Brian and CVA helped me to find my current job. I assist another older woman with her daily needs, such as cooking, cleaning, shopping, and companionship. My teacher recently helped me create an account with Vermont Job Link, and that will help me find more work since my current job is very part-time work. My biggest hope is to have my own house, a good job, a better life than the one I had before, to be safe and to live in peace and harmony with my family here. On a spirit note, as a parent, I'm very worried about the quantity of time my teenagers spend on their cell phones. It's like that they are dependent on their phone. Now it's very big problem in the world. So I hope we can find a solution for them and also for the adults to have more connection with people and to give up the phones a little bit. A good place to start would be no phones in school. And I hope you support that legislation. Thank you again for allowing me to testify today. Thank you to the Vermont state government for giving money to adult education to make these opportunities possible. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Wonderful. Thank you very much. Appreciate it. Just so you know, we can only sort of legislate phone use within the school day. Beyond that, it's gonna have to be your job.
We're not allowed to have.
Thank you.
Brian. We're not allowed to. You cut that right out.
Wait, terrific. Welcome. I don't want to mispronounce your name. Have regard.
Good morning. My name is Henry Gobelli. I'm a resident of Derry. I'm here to speak about my experience with Central Vermont Adult Education. Thank you for having me. I left Haiti in 2019. I wanted to come to the United States for more opportunities. I first moved to Florida, where I have family. I was only there for a few months. I come to Vermont to visit other family members I really liked, so I ended up staying. My goal was to go to college and get a better job. Because of the language barrier, that could not happen. CVAE made it possible. I joined the Vermont Army National Guard, which gave me college benefits and allowed me to become a citizen in 2023. When I first got to Vermont, I did not know any English. I could not get a job. I couldn't talk to people in my community, and I could not continue my schooling. My brother already lived here and had been going to CVAE. And also a few days after I arrived, I also started going to school there. I started learning how to speak English that allowed me to get a job and pass the ASVAB test that could, so I could join the National Guard. I then started learning how to read and write in English. That gave me a lot of confidence, and I stopped having fear of not being understood. I started at CVAE with no English skill, and now I'm doing well in college. I'm also taking classes at CTV. My goal is to do 2 years in the Allied Health program there, and then transfer to the Extra Tech program at Central Vermont State University, or enter the LOTC program at Norwich University or University of Vermont. I could not be where I am now and have the opportunity that I have without CVAE. I would not be able to speak with confidence. Coming to classes every week motivates me, and I feel like I can do it. It has also helped me to see where I can go in life. They gave me It's a lot of advice. There is no way I could be successful in college without what I have learned at Central Vermont Adult Education. I definitely could not have joined the military and become a citizen. In Haiti, it would cost hundreds of dollars to learn English. CVAE has been free, and I couldn't have done it if it cost me money here. It has changed my life. Thank you for the opportunity to share my experience at Central Vermont Adult Education. They have a great work. Please continue to support them and all the adult education providers. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Any questions? Probably just one small message would be if there are other young people like you who you know, and you'd like to invite them to come to Vermont and follow the same path, we would welcome them very much. So that's really a great story. Thank you.
Thank you. Sasha? Next up, we have Alexander Sasha Protopop.
Welcome.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Sasha Protopopov, and I'm honored to speak with you today. I am visually impaired and a student of Vermont Adult Learning, and I'm also asylum seeker from Yakutsk, Siberia. I want to share a little about my journey, not just where I came from, but also where I'm going. Thanks to the support I found here in Vermont. Back in Siberia, life was difficult. As an LGBTQ person, I faced discrimination every day. I had to hide who I was, constantly afraid of being judged or harmed. I was arrested for a peaceful protest against the war in Ukraine. Because I believe I had to speak up, even if it was dangerous. That moment made it clear if I wanted to live in safety and be true to myself, I had to leave. My journey was safely to 8 months and difficult month. When I finally crossed the US border, I felt safe, but completely lost. Everything was unfamiliar, and I didn't know the language well, the culture, and how to begin again. I felt invisible. That's when one thing changed my life: Vermont Adult Learning. At Vermont Adult Learning, I found more than just an education. I found hope, dignity, and the sense of belonging. I wasn't just a case file, I was a student, a learner, a person with a future. My school has been more than a classroom, it's become a home. My teacher, Paula, had guided through subjects that mattered deeply. In social studies, I've learned about freedom, justice, and American history. In literature, I've read The Kite Runner, Animal Farm, and To Kill a Mockingbird. These books have helped me build my vocabulary. But more importantly, they have helped me understand the values of the country, and now I now live it. And now I have a dream. I want to become a teacher for others with visual impairments. I know what it feels like to be underestimated. And I want to be kind of teacher who sees the potential in every student. I currently volunteer in kindergarten classroom. I took care of young children, and every day I spend with them reminds me of the power of education and compassion. I appreciate to everyone who support Vermont Adult Learning. You are giving people like me the tools to grow, the strength to heal, and the chance to dream again. Thanks for inviting me to the Vermont State House and giving me the opportunity to share my story. It means so much to be seen, heard by you, the Vermont Legislature. Thank you.
Thank you very
sir.
much. I think I've actually heard of Yakutsk, Siberia. I think probably the only thing I know is it's very, very cold in Siberia.
Yes. Thank you.
Any questions? Thank you very much. That was great.
Hi,
Hi, welcome.
my name is Earlene. I'm 67 years old. I never graduated out of high school. In 2015, I went to Vermont Adult Learning to learn to read and spell here. I could not read the newspaper or spell anything. I learned on the computer. Now I know how to do it. Today I know how to text my boss and my friends. And now I can read directions on my jobs. Now my education is said as not stop, never will stop again.
Thank you very
That's
much.
great.
It's good to know that, as those of us get a little older, that we can still take on new tasks and new
Yeah, new
challenges.
task, because the task I sometimes I have is, I work at Costco, is a zoo in there. And it's horrible. But
Thank
deal with it.
Thank you very much.
Thank
Ruby.
you.
Yeah,
Thank
you're
you so
welcome.
much.
And last, we have Leighton.
Hi, my name is Leighton Sam, and I live in Montpelier at the Central Vermont Adult Basic Education. Before coming to CVAE, I struggled with learning in traditional public school settings. I've always needed more one-on-one teaching due to some learning challenges and social issues. And the typical classroom environment just didn't work for me. I didn't know how to talk to people or even my teachers at that point. I found myself falling behind and feeling discouraged with horrible attendance. My sibling had actually gone through CVAE and earned their diploma through the program. They recommended it to me. I'm really glad they did. I was hoping the transition would be smooth, and it was. I wasn't doing well my junior year at my previous school, but once I switched to CVAE, I adapted quickly. I was able to work through assignments much faster than I ever could in a regular classroom. Now I'm on track to earn my diploma by the end of the school year at the same pace as all of my other peers. One of the things that helped me the most was being able to control how and when I learned. I got to choose my courses based on my interests, and every time I met with my guidance counselor, I was given resources and support tailored to what I needed at that time. It made a huge difference. For example, when preparing for one of my major graduation readiness tests, I can't remember the name, I was able to improve my math skills drastically in just a few months, when I didn't even know how to do long division at all, forever. That would have never happened for me in a normal school environment. Another big thing was balance. Because my workload at CVAE fit my schedule and life, I finally had the energy and time to socialize with my peers outside of school and have relationships, even with my teachers, which used to be really hard for me to manage. Thank you again for allowing me to speak about CVAE, and thank you for the support. It's really helping a lot of people like me.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Congratulations on the fact that you'll be graduating on time this spring. That's terrific.
It's exciting.
That's wonderful.
Great. All of you, thank you very much for coming in and taking the time. For us, it's really valuable to hear from students, because that's really at the heart of the work we do. So thanks for your time and coming in. Really appreciate it.
Thank you for having us.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Very cool. Thanks.
So committee, we reconvene at 1:00.